sad day, but I'm not surprised. A celebration and goodbye for UI Women's Center. Why couldn't they get rid of the Men's Center? Well, we know the answer to that. Community honors University of Idaho Women's Center as the organization closes its doors. A crowd listens to Yolanda Bisbee from Left, University of Idaho Executive Director of Tribal Relations, Kay Keskinen, and Women's Center Director Lisa Salisbury speak. The story has been changed with updated information. The University of Idaho campus and the Moscow community witnessed achievements made by the UI Women's Center become part of its history after closing Friday afternoon. A packed memorial gym celebrated its bittersweet 52 years of impact the center has had over cake and coffee. 52 years, you guys. We're all in mourning of this space, said Morgan Neville, student and work-study employee at the center. Right now, it's awful, but I don't think we're going to know how devastating this is until down the line. The impact is going to be felt for a long time. The Women's Center was one of several diversity, equity, and inclusive offices on campus that closed earlier this year. So this isn't the only one. Listen to the other ones. The Black African American Cultural Center, Office of Multicultural Affairs, and the LGBTQA office were all affected by pressures placed by state entities. Now you listen, you combine all of those together, you guys, and what do you have? You have the good old boys. You have just time traveled way back into time. Oh. Why can't people pull their heads out, man? A resolution passed by the Idaho State Board of Education last month required that all university programs no longer serve students based on diversity, equity, and inclusion ideology. That all universities? I'm going to look into that. I need to look into that. Student Day Scott said, out of all offices that closed, the Women's Center impacted her the most. She was part of the Black African Cultural Center, Office of Multicultural Affairs, and the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, which felt like a second home to her. The Women's Center to me was an intersection of my identity, she said. To lose it all, that's devastating. I haven't even processed it fully. While the center is closing, it announced some services will continue and staff will be scattered to other university departments. The organization's office, housed within the Memorial Gym, will become a violence prevention space led by Director of Violence Prevention Programs Corey Damron, and Violence Prevention Coordinator Eva Olson. Director Lisa Salisbury will focus on assessment and strategic planning in student affairs, and Office Manager Amberly Beckman will provide support in the Department of Student Involvement. Many students agree that these services are important to provide, but feel so much was lost. That's a huge hit, you guys. That's a huge hit. Those are places where they felt safe. You heard all of them. I've listened to many stories on this so far, and that's the one thing that they all say, that I felt so safe here, like it was a home to me. This is where I could come if I had any issues. And now it's gone. The transition strips away culture and history entirely, said Karina Simplot, a student and former center employee. We want to be grateful for what is left over and what we are still able to have, while grieving and deeply understanding how dangerous it is to holistically sweep away so many identities and personhood. Neville said Having diversity offices dedicated to the students is violence prevention in itself. She said the Women's Center went beyond providing those services and was a space that empowered all marginalized communities. Melanie Velasco, alum and former center employee, agreed. She's hopeful about the violence prevention program's future, but said it won't reach as many people as the center did. Now, this is interesting that they would pick this one thing to focus on, violence prevention program, and it stemmed around the community that they just shut down. Now that tells you something, you guys. That is racist. That's racial, in my opinion. How other way can you look at that? I mean, in all actuality, how else could you look at that if that's not what it is? And this is the one that's left over. Violence prevention programs. Is this to protect this community, these communities that they shut down their safe place? Salisbury said the Women's Center has profoundly impacted students, the region, and nation since opening its doors in 1972. The organization played a significant role in increasing women students' enrollment from 35% in 1972 to 51% in 2024. Wow, that's significant. She said it also co-created the UI Leadership Academy and Women's Leadership Conference. So do they not want women to enroll anymore? Is that what the deal is? Are they trying to shut too many women? Too many powerful women for those guys? That could be the problem. You never know. The local victim service agency, Alternatives to Violence of the Palouse, began as a confidential hotline at the center, she said. After being designated a confidential reporting location in 2015, the center helped hundreds of faculty, staff, and students with direct advocacy support for trauma, personal violence, bullying, and harassment in gender-based discrimination. Oh, you guys, this is devastating. I so feel for them over there because this is, there's enough going on over there already. And then for them to shut down these programs like this in these places where they can go where they feel safe and protected, and now there's nowhere for them to go. That is, wow. I mean, that's like what nightmares are made of, right? That's your boogeyman right there. That's your boogeyman. The organization also spearheaded hiring the first LGBTQA program advisor and establishing a campus office in the state of Idaho, she said. The legacy of other impacts we've made will most importantly remain in the generations of students we've connected with and inspired to be thoughtful, engaging citizens. Bans off Moscow, Latah County Human Rights Task Force, and others. To preserve the history of the Women's Center, the University of Idaho is compiling an extensive digital collection of media and personal testimonies of the impact it's made. Anyone can contribute. Wow. Wow, you guys, that's big. I heard about this a while ago, and I heard it when they first started talking about it, and the interviews and stuff they did with these kids, these students, was just, they were every one of them, devastated. Not a single one that they talked to was not really worried about this. I hope they figure something out, man. Okay. I'm probably going to do some follow-ups on this one, maybe some interviews or something, because I think it's really important. Okay, love you guys. Have a great day.